I never thought my parents' love had conditions until the day of my accident. One mistake, one moment of bad luck, and suddenly I wasn't their beloved daughter anymore. I was a liability. My name is Sofia Martinez, and 3 years ago, I was on track to be the golden child of Martinez Industries, our family's technology manufacturing company. I had the perfect resume. Top of my class at MIT, 2 years of experience at a prestigious consulting firm, and I was being groomed to take over as COO of our family business. Then came the night that changed everything. I was driving home from a late meeting, going over quarterly projections in my head, when a drunk driver ran a red light. The impact was devastating. When I woke up in the hospital, my left leg was shattered, and my promising future seemed to crumble along with it. At first my parents acted concerned. My father, Richard Martinez, visited daily, laptop in hand, discussing company matters as if nothing had changed. My mother, Diana, brought flowers and fussed over my pillows. But as weeks turned into months and my recovery proved slower than expected, their true colors emerged. "The board meeting is next week, Sophia," my father said one evening, his voice tight with disappointment. "We can't keep the position open indefinitely." I stared at him, still groggy from pain medication. "Dad, the doctor said I'll make a full recovery. I just need time." "Time isn't something we have," he snapped. "The company needs someone who can perform now, not months from now." That's when my younger brother Marcus walked in, perfectly tailored suit highlighting his athletic build. The golden boy who had barely graduated business school but somehow always managed to charm his way through life. "Don't worry, sis," he smirked. "I'll keep your seat warm." I should have seen it coming. Within a week, Marcus was appointed as the new COO. My carefully laid plans, years of preparation, all handed to my brother because I dared to be injured at an inconvenient time. But the real betrayal came 2 months later. I had finally been released from the hospital, learning to walk again with the help of a cane. The family was gathered for Sunday dinner, a tradition my mother insisted on maintaining despite the obvious tension. "We need to discuss your future, Sophia," my father announced over dessert. "The company can't justify keeping you on payroll during your situation." My mother nodded in agreement. "It's for the best, dear. You should focus on your recovery. Besides," Marcus added with false sympathy, "it's not like you can handle the workload now anyway." I gripped my cane tighter. "So that's it? You're cutting me off completely?" "Don't be dramatic," my father sighed. "We're being practical. Business is business." "And family?" I asked, my voice barely steady. "Is that just business too?" My mother's face hardened. "If you can't understand why this is necessary, then maybe you're not ready for the responsibility we thought you were." That's when my father delivered the final blow. "Until you can prove yourself useful again, you're no longer part of this family's legacy. It's time you learned to stand on your own 2 feet. He paused, glancing at my cane. Figuratively speaking, of course. The cruel irony of his words wasn't lost on me. I stood up slowly, pain shooting through my leg, but I refused to show weakness. "All right," I said quietly. "If that's how you want it." They probably expected me to beg, to break down, to promise I'd work harder. Instead, I walked out of that house with nothing but my dignity and a plan forming in my mind. What they didn't know was that during those long months in the hospital, I hadn't been idle. Between physical therapy sessions, I had been making calls, analyzing market trends, and identifying weaknesses in Martinez Industries' structure. I saw opportunities my father had missed, innovations Marcus would never understand. Most importantly, I had noticed how our biggest competitor, Phoenix Industries, had been struggling with leadership transitions. Their CEO was looking to retire, their stock was undervalued, and their board was divided on the company's future direction. That night, as I sat in my modest apartment, the only thing I had managed to keep in my name, I made a decision. If my family wanted to treat me like a stranger, I would show them exactly what this stranger could do. I pulled out my laptop and drafted an email to James Chin, the retiring CEO of Phoenix Industries. We had met at various industry events, and he had always seemed impressed by my insights. More importantly, he had no love for my father's aggressive business tactics. "Dear Mr. Chin," I wrote, "I have a proposition that could secure Phoenix Industries' future while revolutionizing the industry." Little did my family know their biggest deal was about to become their worst nightmare, and I was just getting started. 3 years can change everything. My email to James Chin that night sparked a series of events that would reshape the entire industry. Within a week, we met secretly at a small cafe far from the business district. He listened intently as I outlined my vision for Phoenix Industries, not just as a competitor to Martinez Industries, but as a revolutionary force in tech manufacturing. "Your ideas are impressive, Sofia," he said, studying me over his coffee cup. "But why should I trust you? You're still a Martinez." I met his gaze steadily. "Not anymore. They made that very clear." I showed him my analysis. Detailed reports on market trends, innovative manufacturing processes, and most importantly, the hidden weaknesses in Martinez Industries' strategy, weaknesses only someone from the inside would know. James leaned back, a slow smile spreading across his face. "You know what? I've been looking for someone who could take Phoenix in a new direction. Someone hungry, someone with something to prove." That meeting changed my life. Within months, I was appointed as Phoenix Industries' new CEO, but we kept my identity hidden. To the public, SM Phoenix was a mysterious figure who had impressed the board with innovative vision and technical expertise. Only James and a select few knew who really sat in the CEO's chair. I threw myself into transforming Phoenix Industries. Every sleepless night, every physical therapy session, every moment of pain fueled my determination. My leg healed stronger than before, and so did my resolve. Under my leadership, Phoenix Industries underwent a silent revolution. We acquired smaller companies, modernized our production lines, and secured patents that would prove crucial in the coming years. Our stock price tripled, but I made sure Martinez Industries remained unaware of the true scale of our success. Meanwhile, I watched from afar as my brother Marcus ran our family company into the ground. His flashy initiatives and poorly planned expansions drained resources. My father, too proud to admit his mistake, kept covering for Marcus's failures. The company that had been my birthright was slowly crumbling. Then came the opportunity one had been waiting for. Martinez Industries desperately needed a partnership with a major tech manufacturer to survive. Marcus had burned bridges with most potential allies, leaving Phoenix Industries as their only viable option. When their board proposed a meeting, I knew my moment had arrived. The morning of the meeting, I arrived early at Phoenix's headquarters. My assistant Lisa helped me prepare the conference room. "Are you ready for this?" she asked, knowing the full story. I smoothed down my designer suit, a far cry from the simple clothes I'd worn when my family cast me out. "I've been ready for 3 years." At exactly 9 a.m. the Martinez contingent arrived. Through the security cameras, I watched my father stride in, followed by Marcus and various board members. They were escorted to the conference room, their faces confident, having no idea what awaited them. "Mr. Martinez," my assistant announced through the intercom. "The CEO will join you shortly." I stood outside the double doors, listening to my brother's arrogant voice through the wood. "This should be easy. Phoenix needs this deal more than we do." Taking a deep breath, I pushed open the doors. The room fell silent. My father's face went white. Marcus's mouth hung open in shock. I walked slowly to the head of the table, each click of my heels echoing in the stunned silence. "Good morning, everyone," I said calmly, sitting down. "I'm SM Phoenix, CEO of Phoenix Industries. Though some of you may know me better as Sofia Martinez." This is impossible," Marcus stammered. I smiled, pulling out a folder. "Oh, it's very possible. And we have much to discuss about the future of both our companies." My father found his voice. "Sofia, whatever game you're playing, This is no game," I cut him off. "This is business. Isn't that what you taught me? Business is business." I opened the folder and began distributing documents. "Let's review Phoenix Industries' terms for this partnership. As you'll see, we're proposing a complete restructuring of Martinez Industries' management team." Marcus jumped to his feet. "You can't do this. Dad, tell her she can't do this." "Actually, I can," I replied smoothly. "Your company's stock has fallen 60% under your leadership, Marcus. The board is losing confidence. Without this deal, Martinez Industries will face bankruptcy within 6 months. These numbers don't lie, even if our family did." My father's hands trembled as he read through the documents. These terms, they would give Phoenix controlling interest. Correct. I leaned forward. In fact, through various shell companies, Phoenix already owns 15% of Martinez Industries shares. We've been quietly buying while Marcus's mistakes drove the price down. The room erupted in chaos. Board members whispered urgently to each other. Marcus looked like he might be sick. My father just stared at me, seeing for the first time not his broken daughter but a powerful adversary. You planned this, he said quietly. All of it. I learned from the best, I replied. You taught me that family and business don't mix. Consider this my graduation project. The next 2 hours were intense negotiations, but I held all the cards. By the end, the deal was done. Phoenix Industries would absorb Martinez Industries. Marcus would be removed from his position. My father would retire with a generous but meaningless honorary title. As the shell-shocked board members filed out, my father lingered behind. Sofia, he started, his voice heavy. We were wrong. Yes, you were. I gathered my papers. But don't worry. Unlike you, I won't let family connections influence my business decisions. You'll be treated exactly like any other retired executive. He flinched at my words thrown back at him. Can we try to fix this? As a family. I looked at him for a long moment, remembering the night they cast me out, the cruel words, the years of silence. I have a board meeting to prepare for, I said finally. My assistant will show you out. As the door closed behind him, I stood at the window of my office, my real office, not the one they'd promised me years ago. Below, I watched my father and brother walk to their car, shoulders slumped in defeat. My phone buzzed, a text from Lisa. Your next appointment is here. The one about expanding into international markets. I smiled. This was just the beginning. I had built something bigger than Martinez Industries could have ever been, and I did it on my own terms. They say success is the best revenge, but they're wrong. Success is just the beginning. True revenge is making them watch as you surpass every limit they placed on you, every doubt they cast, every cruel word they spoke. I picked up my phone to respond to Lisa, my empire stretching out before me, built not on family names or inherited privilege, but on my own strength and determination. Send them in, I typed. And Lisa? Cancel any future appointments from the Martinez family. I'm too busy building my legacy to deal with ghosts from the past. From my window, I could still see my father and brother in the parking lot, probably trying to figure out how it all went so wrong. But I had stopped looking back. My future was ahead of me, and it was brighter than anything they had ever imagined for me. Sometimes, being cut off from your roots forces you to grow stronger than anyone expected. They thought they were ending my story that night at dinner, but really they were just setting the stage for my greatest triumph. And this was only the beginning.